live on Facebook right now. So tell people if they're watching. Hi.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
And we will be getting ready here. If you have your chat rooms up, you'll see, you can take them down if you don't want to watch it, but they will come in and tell me the time. So if that makes you nervous, then don't look at it. But they'll go like 4, 3, 2, 1 before we go into a break type thing. So don't worry about that. Yeah, and they should be jumping on here in just a minute, which will be good.
Okay, it's on your Facebook.
And it's on, yeah, Facebook Now or Never, the nowornever.com.
Everybody's saying, where's it at?
I know, I love it. RuthAnn has this like fan.
Oh, good for you, RuthAnn.
We have group. We're all each other's group.
But you know what? Isn't that the truth? I mean, that's.
Oh my gosh, I
lifting each other up, right?
I have this amazing community of women that is just like, man, it's just what I needed in my life.
Yeah.
They're great.
Mindful what?
Pardon?
What's the name of where it's streaming live?
Now or Never on Facebook.
Oh. Okay.
Sorry, that's just my email thing. Dinging.
Is there a way to turn the sound off for that or not?
Well, if I turn the sound off, then
For the email?
I don't know.
I always have to Google it with my Mac because last week I forgot to turn off my FaceTime.
Let me see.
And my daughter called in during my show. And so you hear it ringing.
Yeah, let me see.
And it's like, oh!
Okay, I can't find it on Facebook, Karen. I looked on your page. So Karen, I looked on your page. I'm trying to find it.
So it's on, if you type in Now or Never.
Okay. And that is their website, right?
It's on Facebook. It's just go to
TV show?
Facebook. Go to Facebook.
Is that it?
Can you see? Ooh, there's a glare. So I'm showing us on it. Now or Never, the choice is yours. If you type in Now or Never, it's got a picture of me with the orange background.
Okay.
And the Facebook is a couple seconds behind, so don't show it up on your screen or it's going to totally mess you up.
Yeah, I don't even have my Facebook up.
Yeah, mine is on. I put mine on over there on my phone, but it's like delayed to what we have.
All right. Hi, Karen. How you doing, this Matt?
Good, Matt. How are you?
Doing good. Doing good.
Good.
All right. So let's do some quick sound checks here. Sheri, could you do me a favor and just count back from 5?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right. Excellent. And your microphone that you're using, is it the internal on your computer?
It is.
Okay. All right. And RuthAnn, go ahead and count back from 5.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, Shannon. All right. And you're the same, using internal mic on your computer right now?
Yes.
Okay. All right, and Karen, go ahead and count back.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, perfect. Sounding good. Send a hello on the chat. Make sure that's coming through you.
Hello.
Got it. All right. All right. Well, if everyone is good to go, I'll go ahead and get you started here with the show.
Okay, thank you, Matt.
All right, have a good show.
Thanks. We will rock it.
It's time to start your life the way it is meant to be. There's only one time when it will be too late, and you don't want to wait for that. This is Now or Never. The choice is yours. Your host is Karen Wright. Today, you're about to meet some amazing people. The stories are not always happy ones, but they define a healing process. Listen with an open mind and an open heart. Now, here is Karen Wright.
Good morning, listeners. You're listening to Now or Never. The choice is yours. And once again, thank you for tuning in and making the choice and being here with us now. We have two amazing guests with us today. We have Sheri Glantz. How are you, Sheri?
I'm great. Thank you, Karen. How are you?
I'm doing so good. And we have RuthAnn Beardsley. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing fantastic, Karen. How are you?
I am awesome. I'm excited to have you both on the show with us today.
Yes.
This will be great. So today's episode is about ground your dreams in your inner strength. And our guests today, Sheri and RuthAnn, these two women have made it a priority to cultivate the strength that is inside of them. When we are healthy inwardly, we allow ourselves to push forward and achieve whatever we put our minds to. Sheri will share her journey from special ed teacher to inspirational author. And RuthAnn will share the weight loss journey that started not with shedding pounds, but with emotional well-being and contentment. Listeners, you are in for a treat. And as you know, I love my listeners when you reach out to me. You can email me at karen@shinenowornever.com. Go to my website, Shine Now or Never, and call us. We love it. I love it when I get phone calls from my listeners. You can call in at 1-866-346-9141. Call us with questions, call us with comments. We're here. We're here for you. And as you know, before we start, I always like to get grounded. Listeners, join us as the guests and I go into our meditation just for a moment. I want you to close your eyes and take a deep breath in. Allowing that breath to be pushed all the way down to your lower abdominals, and then breathe out. One more breath in and out. Now bring your arms up to your shoulders like you're giving yourself a big hug, and just give yourself a squeeze. As you do so, take another deep breath in and blow out. And this time, as you breathe in, repeat to yourself, I am worthy of my love 3 times. I am worthy of my love. I am worthy of my love. I am worthy of my love. Take another deep breath in and release. And then taking 2 fingers, tapping on your chest 3 times, repeating accept, accept, accept. Another deep breath in and release. Thank you for doing that with us. Now that we're centered and we're here and we're in the now, we're present, I'm going to read the affirmation for the day. If you're new to the show, every week I have a deck of cards of affirmations and I shuffle them up, and whatever pops out, because they pop out, That's the affirmation, but I never look at it. And what I invite my guests to do is, as I read the affirmation, I would like you each to take time and share with the listeners what came to your forefront of your thoughts. What did you think of when I read the affirmation? Okay. So the affirmation for today is, I trust my intuition. I trust my intuition. So when I read that, Sheri, what was the first thing that came to your thought?
The first thing that came to my mind was, although something may be really, really difficult, your gut is telling you something, go with the intuition. It'll serve you well in the long run.
I love that. It's very important to do that, to listen to your gut, your intuition, what it's telling you to do. RuthAnn, what did you think of when I read that?
You know, the first thing that came to my mind was a certain person in my life who sometimes I had to trust someone else's intuition when mine was weak.
Mm.
And that was Joanna Wyatt. So that's what came to my mind.
Joanne's a powerhouse. I need her on the show.
Yes, she is. She is.
Joanne, if you're listening, call me. Joanne is amazing. And I know today in your story, RuthAnn, you will be speaking, I think, for a moment about her. I'm sure you will. Because
Yes.
she's been a huge part of your journey. And it's interesting, when we have been speaking to the guests the last, I don't know, three weeks, we've talked a lot about how when we're setting dreams and goals, because that's been our theme for May, you know, we have the kite, flying the kite, and the kite represents dreams, desires, what we can see and vision. And then we have this string that connects the kite to us. And sometimes that string can be very thin, it can break. But sometimes the cord can be wrapped and made stronger depending on who we have in our team, who we have supporting us, who's in our tribe. And with people's support, our dreams can come true. But sometimes we have to reach outside and have people helping us. And there's nothing wrong with that. And so I appreciate you sharing that, RuthAnn. That's amazing. We are going to introduce our first guest today. Listeners, we are going to start with RuthAnn. She started her weight loss journey in August 2019. She was at her heaviest weight at 322 pounds. She is on the verge of getting a gastric bypass surgery, but she knew it was only a quick fix. She needed to fix things inside of her emotionally. God put an amazing fitness coach into her life. She could spot her emotional needs on her first call. Over the next few months, they were able to deal with some deep issues inside of her soul. After those issues were dealt with, the weight dropped very rapidly. She currently has lost 100 and I like tear out. I don't know why. Sorry. Listeners, sometimes I get emotional because I understand the journey. Oh.
Well, you knew me before, Karen.
I know, and RuthAnn is a dear friend of mine, and so I saw her. RuthAnn has lost 127 pounds, and her final weight goal is 150. She is a realtor, and she's a rep model for activewear for a new company called Savvy. She's also personal training. She just got her personal training certificate with ISSA. And she opened and with a fitness lifestyle coach for Impact Academy. So I am so proud of you. Everyone, welcome RuthAnn.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for being here with us. This has been a journey, and I would love you to share, RuthAnn. In the bio, you talked about before the weight loss could come off, you had to dig deep emotionally. Share with my listeners a little bit about as much as you want to. You know, I'm always leaning in with your heart, because I feel if you're more authentic and raw, it's going to come through, and you're going to touch many, many people today with your story. The emotional journey, what was that like? What did you have to release for yourself?
You know, I thought I had released it. Something happened to me in my childhood. You guys can guess, it happens to a lot of kids, sexual abuse. And I thought I had dealt with it, but I didn't. And that's where Joanna came in a little bit. On our first call, she could spot it right off. I says, I've dealt with it. She says, well, you haven't dealt with it all the way. So it'll come up. So just be prepared. And so I didn't realize, fast forward 2 months into my journey, I didn't realize how much I was really suppressing with the emotions with that. And I had to get it out. I didn't want to. I wanted to bury it again, like I had for 43 years. But Joanna wouldn't let me, basically. So I had to confront it. And when I confronted it, and when I hit it head on and dealt with a few people in my life with that journey, my weight, just like within 2 weeks, it just like seriously fell off. And then from then on, it's just been smooth sailing and life is good. And I feel so free. I was holding that in for 43 years, you know, and it's just so exciting to let it go.
That's such an interesting perspective and thoughts, RuthAnn, because a lot of times with the weight, it's almost like a barrier, right? We're protecting ourselves, especially if there was some sort of abuse happening when you're little. You keep it and you take it with you, but pretty soon you're shielding yourself off and you're locking your emotions deep and you're keeping people away. Did you feel like that?
I didn't think I was, but I was. Because when I finally released it and when I opened up and decided that I don't have to have approval from everybody, and that basically I didn't do anything wrong, and it just, boom, you know, my whole life has changed. And that was one of the key factors.
Those words are very powerful, listeners. If you're listening to this, remember that don't hold something that happened to you. And RuthAnn made it, it's not your fault. Things happen to you, they're not your choice. Adults, when you're children, sometimes adults make bad decisions. And so being able to release that, get the help you need, is very powerful. And RuthAnn, thanks to the help of Joanna and the journey you two have been on. So how did you and Joanna connect?
We connected. My nephew, Brayton Bell, lost 50 pounds. He posted it on social media. And at the time I was just a gastric bypass. I had 2 doctors tell me, you keep gaining weight every year. And but I knew it wasn't going to change in my head. Yes, I can have the fix. I can get, you know, the surgery, but it's not going to fix mental. And I feel that my food choices and my relationship with food is mental. It's not about the food. Mm-hmm. And then I checked out Joanna and I checked out her critiques, and she had everything I wanted. I've always wanted to lift weights, and she had the mental, to handle my mental, not problems, but deal with my mental issues and with my workouts and stuff. And it was just a good match. And God totally sent her to me at that time. So I was praying for her and God gave her to me. So
yes, I love that, how the universe will open up once you set your intentions and you're like, okay, I need help here. And you ask for it and things unfold, people come out of the woodwork, and Joanna did that for you. So with her schedule, with her curriculum for the weight loss, did you have to starve yourself?
No, I never did. Nope. I started out eating 1,900 calories a day. And at first she said, just eat whatever you want. And I'm like, really? Because I'm not giving up McDonald's. I have my iced coffee. I'd have my breakfast burrito, and she's like, Just stay 1900 calories. So she didn't put that pressure on me. And then the first month, so I ate McDonald's, but then I had to starve myself the rest of the day. So I guess I kind of was starving, but and then I'm like, wonder if I got serious, how much weight could I really lose,
Mm-hmm.
And then, it progressed after that. So I started getting serious, and I work with my macros, my certain percentage of carbs, fat, and protein, and it works. And I still don't starve myself. I eat a lot. I eat 17 to 1900 calories every day.
And so so Joanna programs each individual, right? With the weight loss and things like that. So you get your carbs, your everything that you need, which is absolutely, to me, a total healthy lifestyle change. And that is what it's about. It's not dieting. That word's dieting. And then your body's like, feed me, I need to eat type thing.
The thing that's cool about this is I learned so much that now she asked me to coach women in the academy. So I'm doing the same thing for other women that she did for me. And it's a ripple effect on how you can change people's lives. And I get it. It clicked, and it's not hard to lose weight. It's easy.
That's so true. And now you're able to, because you feel it, you've been through it, and you know the success that can happen to other people.
I do. And I know where their head is too. I know where their head I've been there, and I get that too.
Yes. So with your workouts, I know, so weightlifting, I love weightlifting, you know that. And weightlifting for you, you guys need to go follow her. She'll share her link and all that good stuff. But the pictures that she has been posting, it's like, you can see now her shoulder definition and the little indent in the shoulder. How did that make you feel? First time
oh my gosh.
Well,
it makes me feel like, wow, this is really happening. This goal that I thought, like at the time, like I have 160 pounds to lose, and I've lost 127 pounds, and it's like reality, because I've been given tools where I can visualize it. I can see me at 150 pounds, and I'm that person. Even though I'm not quite there yet, I am that person because I've made myself to be that person.
yes, you have. Listeners, we started the journey with RuthAnn with her weight loss. She didn't starve herself. She was able to eat healthy, and it's a healthy lifestyle change, adding in the weights with eating healthy and enjoying what she's doing, releasing the emotional so she can move forward with her life. It all goes hand in hand. Thank you for listening. We will be right back.
Okay, great job. Good segment. Back in about 2.
Okay, thanks. Good job, RuthAnn.
Great job.
Okay, I want you, RuthAnn, to check your mic because sometimes you come in and out, and sometimes I can't hear it. Sheri, did you notice that, or was it just me?
Yeah, you know what I think that is, Karen, is that I was hearing some background noise, and I think Zoom's background suppression was muting that to try. So I think that's what you were hearing.
Okay.
Is it background noise on my part?
Yeah, there was some. Sounded like there was some noise that and Zoom was kind of trying to mute that out while you were talking. So.
Okay. Just keep everyone out. No one's in there though, right?
My little niece is sitting in here, and she kind of she's handicapped. She makes little noises once in a while. Should I go downstairs?
Is it quieter down there? Yeah. If it's not a hassle.
No, it's good.
Okay. So what we'll introduce Sheri, you're up next,
Okay.
and then we'll come back on together and talk more about journeys and things that were going on. The time goes so fast.
It does go fast. Yeah.
It is. And so I want to get as much in as we can as we do this. But RuthAnn, you did amazing with your answers and things like that. So that was good.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
because you brought in some of the separate questions into one, so it was perfect.
Thanks. I tried not to go off or, too much. Sometimes I
thought you did great.
I talk too much. Can you guys hear me better now? Is it?
Yeah, go ahead and count back from 5.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, yeah, that's sounding just not cutting out or anything there. So, but
Okay.
I think we'll be okay.
Okay, cool.
All right, Karen, we are coming back.
Okay, thank you, Matt.
You are listening to Now or Never. The choice is yours. To connect with the program today, please call us at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. If you'd rather send an email, the address is Karen@shinenowornever.com. Let's get back to this week's show. Here again is Karen Wright.
Welcome back, listeners. We just had the opportunity to listen to a powerful, wonderful individual, RuthAnn Beardsley, and her journey with weight loss, bringing in the emotional, the eating, the weightlifting, and taking all that, losing her weight, and now she's a coach. She's helping other women. Woohoo! And her journey is amazing. So later in the show, she will be sharing her information so you guys can get a hold of her, reach out to her. This is what it's about. We're here as individuals to help each other. My next guest, Sheri Glantz. Woo! She is a 5-term elected official in her community, a special education teacher by profession, a music teacher by happenstance. That is so hard for me to say. Happenstance. Did I pronounce that right? Happenstance.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. And a lifelong writer. Sheri has a unique perspective on life. Her talent has been sought to compose speeches, poems, songs that both entertain and reflect sentiments that might otherwise be hard to articulate. Inspired by life, love, hope, and the desire to find authentic in the world, she is delighted to share her insights with the public. In addition to spending time with her family, Sheri loves playing tennis and golf, traveling, knitting, and is always up for adventure. So let's give it up for Sheri. Woo! Sheri's in the house.
Thank you.
You're
Thanks.
so welcome, Sheri. Thank you for being here on the show.
Thank you for having me, Karen.
So you wrote in your bio that I skipped over because I wanted you to share that with us, if you remember. You have a unique perspective on life. There's 4 little bullet points that you pointed out.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have that?
Well, so I believe, I'm just gonna say the last one because I think that's
very powerful.
It is very powerful that people, places, circumstances are put in our paths for reasons that we won't know about at the time. But somewhere down the line, through living our lives, we're gonna say, aha, I get it. I know why this challenge was placed in front of me. I also believe there's no such thing as can't. That's a really big thing. When my children were little, when they would say, I can't, I would say, yes, you can. Maybe try thinking of it as I'm having trouble doing this, but you can.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate those words because I know I threw you on the spot, so I apologize, Sheri, but I was reading through that. I'm like, you know what? This is something very powerful that to me needs to come from you, because what you said, that we have challenges in our life, exactly what you said. And sometimes we're going through going, what is this about? And it's not till after we get through it, we look back going, wow, okay.
Which to me actually is different than saying things happen for a reason, because there are things in people's lives that simply shouldn't happen. But I do think it's different when there are obstacles put in your path. And to me, that's, you have to figure out how to get around them. You have to figure out how to live with them. You have to figure out where in your life to place that so that it doesn't interrupt the rest of your life going forward.
Mm-hmm. And those words are true. You say that and I get the chills. It's like, yes.
Yeah.
So you have written some books, and tell us a little bit about the last book you just wrote.
Oh, thanks for asking. The newest book is called Fly, and it's written from the imagination of the parent, or as I like to say, trusted adult, because not every child is lucky enough to go through life with his or her parents, but it's written from the imagination of the parent or trusted adult. What the parent wants for that child as the child goes through life, happiness, success, contentment, fulfillment. I think it also gives voice to that moment that every adult feels when their well-loved child moves on to whatever their next big event is in their life, their next big step, their next journey.
What inspired you? Like, I had the privilege to be a beta reader for this book, and I fell in love with it. Like, I was almost crying because what inspired you? Let's get to that part first.
In a nutshell, it was my middle child graduating from preschool and about to go to kindergarten. And for whatever reason, now remember, I had another child who'd already done that, but for whatever reason, I had these feelings of, well, what's next? What's beyond the yellow school bus? What's going to happen is like, what's he going to be? What's he going to do? And when I dug a little bit deeper, what I realized is, of course, I was happy he was graduating preschool, but I think what it was is like, it's the swift passage of time that maybe sometimes we hope, if I could just capture this moment and hold on to it just a little bit longer so I can memorize what you were like at this stage. Yeah. But it really was about the feelings I was having in that moment. And I look at it now and think, gosh, it was just preschool to kindergarten. Didn't I know what else was coming down the pike? Didn't I know he was going to have other big moments in his life? But this felt so big to me that I wrote about it.
Well, I appreciate the fact that you did, because this book is going to touch thousands of lives, and
I hope so.
Parents and children. It's going to touch all ages. So there's, when I read the book, I made a comment about the illustration in the book. And I know there's a little story behind that. Will you share that with us?
All of the illustrations, this is the book for anybody. All of the illustrations?
No, just kind of in general about what, yeah,
yes.
Because there's something significant about this too, with the illustration. You never see the faces, and there's always a backpack.
Yes. So there are two human characters, and I've come to accept the backpack as almost a third character. But yeah, we see an adult and a child. We only ever see them from the back. Their clothes are very generic. Hopefully their hairstyles are pretty generic. We don't see them from the front. So we don't know whether it's a mom or a dad or an aunt and uncle, a little boy or a little girl. And that was very intentional, because my hope was that this book and these words would resonate with anybody. And I guess if you looked at it as, if it was a mom and a child, just a mom and a son, like if it was exactly what it was in my life, I felt like that would be leaving out a father who had these feelings. So that was very intentional, to just see the two human characters from behind. So it's up to the reader's discretion. If they think the characters are male, female, whatever. And then the backpack, yes, I have come to accept that backpack is a third character in the book. It's in every single page, and it is symbolic. It's a physical backpack, because we do send our kids to school with backpacks, but it also represents the backpacks, the things we carry in our lives. The tools that our parents and our trusted adults give us throughout our lifetimes, and the tools and other traits we pick up along the way that help us through life. And I think one of my favorite illustrations is you see the child flying, backpack on the back, and the child has a net and is capturing stars, and you can just see the backpack overflowing with stars. And those stars, to me, represent all the tools that we carry around with us to get us through life.
Very powerful words.
Thanks.
When I read this book, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so deep. And I'm making these comments. Do you realize how deep this is? And of course, She does, because she wrote the book. She knows the audience. She knows what she was inspired to write and to think about and to put onto the paper. And the illustrations are beautiful. They're just absolutely beautiful. There's a winding sidewalk.
Yes.
Or path.
Mm-hmm.
That caught my attention because I'm all about find your uniqueness, be on your journey.
Yes.
This is your path, your journey. And I noticed that within your story. So what is that about for you?
So the path, let me just shout out to my illustrator is Tori Nelson, and she took my hand-drawn terrible sketches and breathed this beautiful life into them. So the path, again, very intentional. For the people watching on Facebook Live, here's the path. It's very kind of subtle, but the word life is drawn into the path. It's not a straight path, because think about your own life. You weren't born and then you went down a straight path to wherever you are right now. Life is full of twists and turns and curves and bumps, and nothing is ever straight about our journey through life. The other thing that I told Tori about the illustrations was that I didn't want any hard edges in any part of the book. And again, the path, it's not like outlined in black. And to me, it's like a blurred line, because it happens. We dip our toe over that line periodically just to see what's on the other side of that path. So the path actually represents the twists and the turns in our life, the blur, the little bit of blurriness that maybe we can take a little detour and just see what's on the next, if I take the other fork. So that's the story about the path.
I appreciate that. The paths are, our journey. And I think sometimes we get caught up, maybe as being parents, thinking we know the direction our kids should be going. Because maybe I was bad, because in my mind, I already knew what my kids were going to do. They're going to be a pro, up on stage on the band, playing the fiddle, playing the piano, pro soccer players. Like, I already had dreams cut out for them, right? And then they grow up and they don't want to follow your dreams. Exactly.
That's the parent with all of the millions of things that the parent thinks their child's going to do. And this also occurred to me, and this was after I wrote the book and everything. It occurred to me, oh my gosh, these are my dreams. These are parents' dreams. And you know what? I think maybe at times we need just to take a step back and say, yeah, those are my dreams for my child, but what are the child's dreams for him or herself? Because they may differ greatly than what we hope. And as parents, it's hard to accept sometimes, but it's their life and they have to find their happiness and they have to find what fulfills them and brings contentment and joy to them.
I agree with that. The thing is sometimes as we become parents, we lose focus of our dreams. And this whole month of May, we've been talking about dreams and flying and coming to terms with what, as we become older and our kids, fly the nest and it's just us. It's like all of a sudden we're here, we're by ourselves. And it's like, what's my inner strength? What are my inner dreams that I want to fulfill now? And when I read your book, maybe it hit me because I'm like going, oh my goodness, I have these dreams and I need to figure out what they are. And so reading your book brought attention to probably not just me as a mom, but everyone else who's going to read it and correlate going, you know what? It's okay for your kids to follow their dreams. And it doesn't matter how old you are as a parent. It's okay to have dreams.
Of course. I mean, look at me. I'm still following my dreams. I mean, and my dreams have changed over the years. And, talking about inner strength, I think, there are times in all of our lives where we need to call on that inner strength. But as a child, you don't know that you will ever need it. You don't think about inner strength as a child, but along that curved path of life, things happen that are unexpected and you are called upon to find that strength. And somehow, we are able to pull it up. And like in RuthAnn's case, she had some very, very influential people who were right there beside her. In my situation, There was a point in my life where I had to do something alone. I was in a situation I had to be out of, and I did not want to tell anybody about it, but it didn't occur to me that I needed to be strong. I just did what I had to do. And then in hindsight, I thought, wow, did I really just do that? So we do need to find that inner strength for so many different times during our lives.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's very important. It kind of goes in with our affirmation for today. I trust my intuition.
Yeah.
The intuition can be your inner strength in making choices,
Yes.
being able to decipher one to another and what is truly for your highest good and purpose. And
Absolutely.
following that gut feeling, following your heart, following what you really feel is true. And I appreciate those words that you just shared, Sheri. Your book's going to touch thousands of people. And I know you've written other books. So are your other books also children books? Or?
Well, so no, not really. I have one other book that I wrote. It's called Gifted Love, and Gifted is an acronym for Guiding Ideals for True, Enduring, and Devoted Love. And it really is, it's what I like to say, snippets of wisdom paired with photographs that I guess help us navigate our most significant relationships in our lives.
I love that.
Yeah, thank you.
When was that one published? And can we get that on Amazon?
2.5-ish years ago. And honest to goodness, that was really an accidental book. I wrote a letter to my daughter and just happened to share some of that with a friend of mine who's a psychologist. And she said, this needs to be a book. And I need this for my daughter. So, because her daughter was getting ready to be engaged. And I need this for my daughter. So I thought, well, why not have some time on my hands? And so it became a book, but it was an accident. Fly was always intentional, but I was really too afraid to put myself out there. Again, we had to call upon our inner strength to be able to say, you know what, if you believe in it, do it.
Exactly. And both of you, RuthAnn and Sheri, you both believe in certain things in your life and you have fulfilled that. You said something, Sheri, in your bio, there's always a silver lining.
Always.
Always.
I mean,
read
at COVID.
that.
Look at COVID. It was so horrible for so long, for so many people. But in that time, good things happened. We never like to hear of people losing their loved ones. It happens. But maybe because things were closed down, maybe they got to spend a bit more time with that person. So yes, always a silver lining. And if it doesn't present itself to you, then look for it, because I think you'll find it.
I agree. Listeners, RuthAnn agrees too. Yes. There is always a silver lining, the rainbow. There's always something. It's just looking at things in a different light or at different heights. If we're flying our kite and looking at our dreams and looking back or seeing things in a different way. We have just listened to Sheri Glantz and the author of Fly, a children's book, but good for adults and parents and aunts and uncles, all alike. Your families are made up of all different types, and that's the beauty of family.
Yeah.
So I appreciate Sheri and her great words, and we're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, we'll have Sheri and RuthAnn with us with some more questions. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
All right, great job. We're all clear. Back in about 2.
Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, those were great. You did great, Sheri. Loved it.
Oh, thank you. Hey.
Sorry to put you on the spot like that.
Oh, that's okay. Like I couldn't picture the bullet points, but that one, the one I started with, I tell that to my children, things happen and they're often things that we don't like. And why me? Why did this happen? You know what? Don't feel sorry for yourself in the moment. Yeah, sure. Get your cries out. Figure out, your life's going to change, but you have to put your one foot in front of the other. And at some point down that line, you'll be able to go around that obstacle. You'll find a way around it, and you'll understand. For me in my situation, it was my thing when I was very alone. I did not know I had it in me to take care of the things I did. And it was a bad part of my life, but if I hadn't gone through it, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Mm-hmm. I think the
one thing, yes, when you're going through like the silver linings and you're going through things like that, One of my friends, Holly O'Brien, her favorite saying is, well, the good news is, so when there's bad, reverse it. The good news is, what's the good news? Look at the good news.
Yeah, that's true. I like that.
Yeah.
I think that's very powerful. I think when we go back, you'll each have time to share your information, website, pages, Amazon link, whatever you want to do, and how the listeners can get a hold of you. And then let's talk about, Sheri, you asked me a question. Do you ever take suggestions on what you want to talk about, topics or whatever? Do you have anything you want to talk about? Is there a topic that?
No, I mean, no, not really. I don't.
All
think
right,
so.
Karen, come back in just a couple seconds.
Okay.
Hey, I'd like to talk about Savvy a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
You are listening to Now or Never. The choice is yours. To connect with the program today, please call us at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. If you'd rather send an email, the address is Karen@shinenowornever.com. Let's get back to this week's show. Here again is Karen Wright.
In case you just tuned in, listeners, we have been listening and speaking with RuthAnn Beardsley, her weight loss journey, where she's gone, where she's at, and Sheri Glantz, who is an author for children's book, and her dynamic illustrations and the deepness of her book is not just for the children, but for the parents too. Both of them are beautiful people. And we're so glad to have you guys with us today.
Thank you.
Yes. I want to take, each of you just take a couple of minutes and share your website, how people can get a hold of you. Listeners, we're here as the three of us, always with my guests, to help you. And we invite you to reach out to us through email, Instagram, Facebook, and ask us questions, get to know us. We want to be there for you. This is what this whole world is about, bringing everyone united together. So RuthAnn, can you share with the listeners how to get a hold of you and what's the best contact information?
Sure. Probably the best contact is on Instagram. It's Ruthie's Fit Journey, RUTHYS Fit Journey, FITJOURNEY. Or my email is ruthiesfitjourney@gmail.com. And my Facebook name is RuthAnn Bell Beardsley. And I have public profiles. If you guys want to follow me, look at my pictures, I've really been authentic in my journey. And there's some really good stories I have in there about why I'm a brand partner for a brand new activewear company that's launching. And it tells about, do you have time? How much time do I have, Karen?
Yeah, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
You can share this. I love this part.
So I had lost my first 50 pounds and it was in January. And I joined an athleisure wear company that specialized in from extra small to 3X. Well, before I used to wear Amazon $10 leggings at the gym, drapery clothes, and I'd want to hide because I was ashamed of my body weighing that. So in January of 2020, Christy Belston arranged for me to go down to corporate headquarters, which is in Salt Lake, and try on some clothes and get some clothes because I just signed up as a brand partner. And I got to meet a wonderful lady, Jen Ashby. And I walked in, she gave me a great big hug. She was so excited to see me, so welcomed. We go back to the warehouse and she starts like almost throwing clothes at me. RuthAnn, this is gonna look great. RuthAnn, you're gonna look so good in this. Sheer terror came over my face because I'm like, I'm not gonna fit in those clothes. How can I wear those clothes? I didn't think I was worthy. She grabbed my arm. She's like, RuthAnn, you're gonna rock this. Just go try it on, trust me. So I went and I tried it on and oh my gosh, they fit. I was so excited. I went home. I had to model for my husband. He had to take pictures. I sent pictures to Christy and Joanna and I was like, yeah. And ever since then, I show up stronger at the gym and Savvy has been a huge part of my weight loss journey. You know, besides the mental work and I have to have self-discipline, but to be able to go to the gym and feel freaking awesome about how I look, no matter what size, This has just opened up a whole new world for me. Fitness is my world now. I'm in the fitness headspace. I love my fitness friends. The community is just amazing, and they've been a big part of my journey too. All the encouragement, and I love peeps.
Yeah, they have. It is great. And it makes a difference, like when you have a good hair day, you're like rocking it, right? And the same thing when you go to the gym.
Like, look at this tank top. Look. No.
Yeah. And the thing is that I love when you go to work out in the gym, if you feel good, you have clothes that fit you, that loves, the clothes love your body.
Yes.
And that's what you're showing, is that you love your body, no matter size, shape, height, whatever. It's okay, because it's you, and it's coming from within.
And the thing about this community is, come as you are. We accept you as you are. Your weirdness, everything. We love you as you are, no matter what size, anything. And I've done this too.
Yeah, that's empowering, and I love it. It's so cool. Well, thank you for sharing, RuthAnn. Sheri, how can the listeners get a hold of you and get your book, and where you can reach out? You're full of wisdom and knowledge. And
thank you so much. Yeah, so the paperback version of Fly is available on Amazon, and it's called Fly, all capital letters with an exclamation point. And my author, I go by my maiden name. I include my maiden name in my author name, so it's Sheri Block, Block, Sheri Block Glantz, Glantz. So it's Fly by Sheri Block Glantz. The paperback version's on Amazon. If anybody should want a hardcover copy, I do have those. And people have asked that I, if they want me to sign the book to them. I've been signing the hardcover books to people for graduations and Mother's Day, and Father's Day's coming up too. So people can email me at Sheri, SHERI, at creativerights.com. Now, Creative Rights is spelled creatively. It's CRE, the number 8, IVEWRITES.com. So Sheri at creativerights.com. My Facebook is Sheri Block Glantz. You can probably take a peek. You'll be able to see probably some of the things I've written, just that I've posted, not necessarily Fly. You'll see little bits and pieces of Fly. And then my website is creativerights.com, spelled the same way, creatively.
And it is very creative. I was reading it when I first saw it. I was like, creative.
What is that?
Oh,
yeah. Right.
She's genius. I love it.
Oh, you're sweet.
It is so powerful.
Thank you.
Listeners, please reach out to them. And Father's Day is just around the corner. So yes, reach out.
It is. It's a great book for Father's Day. And again, that was another reason why I opted to make the characters appear very, very neutral in their clothing and their hairstyles, because I didn't want either a father or a mother or a grandma, a grandpa to feel left out. I wanted them to see themselves in there as best that they could. And same with the children. It could be, a son, a daughter, whatever.
On my website, or on my Instagram and my Facebook too, I have little, I do TikTok videos and of breakfast, what you can eat for high protein breakfast, and just little points for health and things like that too.
Oh, that's perfect. I appreciate that. Both of you. You both are wonderful. So I have a question. If you could do anything you wanted to do, what would that be? Sheri, what would that be?
What would it be? You put me on the spot here. I have so many, but you know what? That's good. It's a challenge. And I guess I would have to pick one thing off of my bucket list. And I guess in the big picture, what I'd like to be able to do is to reach more people with my writing. I want to be able to give voice to those feelings, those moments where they are so intense, you you may not find the words. And that's often what I write about, things that happen in the world that people just may not understand. And so when I write, I try and bring an understanding. I try and give voice to those things, and try and be very relatable to other people.
That is beautiful. I believe in being a voice and not an echo. That is something I have written on my mirror.
Yes.
And you just nailed it when you said that. Be a voice, not an echo. So
I think I may have to write that down, Karen. I don't know.
Yeah, I will allow you. Just give me credit. Just give me credit. Be a voice, not an echo.
Yes, I love it.
What about you, RuthAnn?
Wait, my biggest goal, what I want to achieve, is I want to empower all women to be their true authentic selves, and to have the courage, if they're in a bad situation, to get out of it, that there is better, and that they can do hard things. And I want them to love themselves truly from the inside out. And when they love themselves from the inside out, it's going to filter in their relationships, their children's relationships with kids and everyone. And I just want to empower women to be their very best. And they can do it. If I can do it, you can do it.
That's so true. Those words that you use. So I am an affirmation girl, as you know. Trust your intentions. Mm-hmm. On my mirror, I have like 5 words: empowerment, freedom, authenticness, spirituality, and abundance. And you hit 3 of those 5 right there. And to me, it's important to have those powerful words that you see every day. And it all starts from within. And both RuthAnn and Sheri, you both have had filled the airwaves today with your intelligence, your wisdom, your knowledge of where you've been, about your journey, about your writing, about helping other people. You both are there to help and to serve because you've been on the journey. You've been in your alone places. You've been by yourselves, and you were able just to make your paths curvy, ups and downs. Here we go.
Right. Yes.
But that's the beauty of why we're here. And during the last break, we were talking about how it's very, as parents, a lot of times we put dreams into our kids' head, like we talked about earlier with Sheri. And I challenge us as parents to go deep within ourselves for this month of May. It's almost over, but find one dream that you've desired to do, one affirmation, one thought that might be a little bit of a struggle. Remember the affirmation: I trust my intuition. Ground your dreams, go within this week and find a dream you want to pursue and do it. The breath is a gift of life. Choose now and live. Remember, the world is not for sissies. We are each here to walk our own journey and make our own story. I love you all. Have an amazing day, and thank you for choosing now. Until next week, this is Karen, sending you love and light. Bye.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you.
All right, great job today. Good show. All clear.
Thank you, Matt.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You guys, that was amazing.
Well, so are you. That was fabulous on your part too, Karen. Wow.
You did great. Did you take, is it still, I think it's still live on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm going to stop the live